Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. I'm glad you're here. In this video, I'm going to discuss the Suit of Wands tarot court cards as personality types. And then after that, just for the sheer fun of it, I'm going to try to pair each court card with a superhero or comic book character type. This is going to be the first of 4 videos. I'm going to do a video for each suit, so one for wands, one for cups, one for swords, and one for pentacles. So if you are interested in these, please feel free to subscribe and hit the notification so you don't miss out on the upcoming videos. So for this one, we are going to do the Suit of Wands, or the Family of Wands. If you already have a good grasp on the personality types for the Wands family and just want to jump ahead to the part where we discuss these superheroes, I will leave a timestamp in the comments down below so you can just jump ahead. All right, let's get to it. What do we know about the Wands? The Wands are connected to the element of fire. Fire is both creative and destructive, so it can give and it can take away. These people are very passionate and courageous. They like to be their own bosses, right? Very goal-oriented, I guess you could say. Generally, the Wands can be represented by anyone with a sign of Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, not always though. And I also want to note that in doing this, even though I might say he or she for king or queen or whatnot, it's a personality, so it doesn't necessarily have to be a male just because it's the king. It doesn't necessarily have to be a female just because it is queen. It's a personality type, so it can be anybody. All right, so let's get started. All right, so for the King of Wands, I've got the Gilded Tarot, which I absolutely love. The color is beautiful. It just stands right out. It pops. This is the Gilded Tarot, and I love that card. But I'm also going to use the Light Seers Tarot deck, which I love these cards because they seem more like people you can relate to, right? So these are the 2 I have for the King. All right, so for this king, our King of Wands, this gentleman is, or woman, remember these are just personality traits, this is someone who's strong and optimistic. They're full of courage and passion. They are very action-oriented, great, strong leaders. They love adventure, good with words and motivating people. They are more comfortable when they are surrounded by people of their magnitude. And if you're not fully in that circle, that's okay, because they also love to raise people up to the higher standards, to what they can be. They know that you can be your best self, so they like to raise people up. Even though they're strong leaders, they don't like to be bogged down with the smaller details of things. Therefore, they're good at delegating things out so they can just focus on their main task, the bigger picture. They like to have freedom in their work, so not so much being bossed, but being the boss. Very entrepreneurial type. This king is confident and sociable, and he knows that he is intelligent and stylish, though he might not always voice that. He's not so much of a show-off per se, although he does like to be in the limelight. This king loves adventure. He lives by a code of personal ambition. He's always looking for the next big thing, the next best thing. He doesn't give up very easily. If he falls or fails, he gets right back up and goes to it again. He's happiest when he's creating. When in love, so for romantic situations, if you are not the one, he will probably have more of a love him and leave him kind of attitude, a real ladies' man. However, if he is in love, and when he's in love, or she, be very loyal and protective, and this person that they love will likely be what keeps them balanced and centered. You are likely to be his rock. He's more focused when he's in love. On the shadow side of this king, he can be quick-tempered and selfish. He can be impatient or controlling. He has an inflated ego. He can sometimes seem harsh or insensitive to other people's feelings. Now, this is not traits that are always present, but on the darker side of this personality. This king is kind of like he's your manly man. He's not afraid of hard work. He's creating, he's energetic, he's warm, he's all those wonderful fire energies. I think his light shines mostly in his work. That's where he is at his happiest. That's where he shines the most, is in his creative endeavors. So that is our King of Wands. All right, for our Queen of Wands, in the Gilded Tarot, and our Queen of Wands in the Light Seers. All right, so for the Queen of Wands types, they have a very warm, attractive personality. They are, they're cheerful and they're busy doing things. They're always helping others. She's loyal and she's patient and protective of her family and friends. She is, she's always helping out. She's both strong-willed and fierce. This queen doesn't need anyone to validate her. She's living her life freely. She don't care. She's gonna do her own thing. She can adapt in any situation that she's thrown into. This queen can make others around her feel warmed and welcome, as she's very self-assured, optimistic, upbeat, magnetic. She's full of ideas and cheerfully encourages others to do the best that they can. She's got that loud, proud, and unapologetic kind of nature to her. Let's see, on the shadow side of this queen personality, she can be impatient, she can be aggressive, she can be stubborn, she can be disorganized and hot-tempered. She can be vengeful, but more in a catty way, not so much front forward. This queen has a real lust for life. She's out there doing things, living her best life with no F's given, right? That's who this queen is. She's all about it. She's creating. She's just got that warm magnetic energy to her. Okay, now for our Knight of Wands, Gilded Tarot. And the Light Seers. Okay, so for our Knight of Wands personality types, these people can run through extremes of energies. They're energetic and adventurous, but they're warm and exciting and full of ideas, but they can be very hasty. They'll be off to one adventure, full gallop, full speed ahead, and then get distracted with something shiny on the side and lose focus. They can be kind of all over the place. They're self-assured, confident, they're restless and daring, bold and courageous. They're willing to go into unknown territories. They got no fear, right? They're on the move. They're just full of life. Let's see. They're self-confident. They like life in the fast lane. What else can we say about this knight? They're intuitive and imaginative. They're intelligent and they're great at communicating. But this knight can warm you on one aspect and burn you on the other with his extremes. Not only can they be self-assured, but they can be vain. They can be charming, but they can also be insensitive. Enthusiastic, but full of empty promises. As you can see how their energies are kind of back and forth there. They are very action-oriented. They're always on the go. They're skilled at communicating like the rest of the wands. But they can get bored easily if not challenged. So keeping them challenged is a must. They can also be kind of self-righteous and egotistical on the shadow side of things. So as you can see, their energies are kind of all over the place. They're extreme. But that's not a bad thing, right? Their energy and their passion drives them. They're always chasing the next big project, the next best thing, right? Which isn't bad. This can be a good thing as long as you finish the task at hand. Let's see. What else can we say about this knight? They like to take on the world. They jump in feet first, no fear kind of attitude. They can be impulsive and impatient. charming and lovable, passionate, but hot-tempered, like a lot of the wands. He's got creative visions, right? I think a lot of the wands are all about that. Action, very action-oriented. So yeah, this knight is kind of all over the place. Okay, so now we have our Page of Wands. This is our younger personality. I love these cards. I love them, I love them, I love them. All right, so for the Page of Wands personality types, this would be your younger, enthusiastic children. The Page of Wands is someone who is active and energetic. They're cheerful and optimistic. They can appear fearless and are full of new ideas, but maybe don't always think it through. These pages can seem childlike in the fact that maybe they are not fully influenced by the stress of the world yet. They're kind of sheltered, so they can keep that youthful exuberance and lust for life. They tend to enjoy the simple moments more because they're not so much bogged down by all the stresses of the world. They aren't afraid to jump in feet first and have enough self-belief and confidence to be able to focus on what will be successful for them. They have a restlessness that is fueled by eagerness. On the shadow side, they can lack ambition or direction and be a little bit rebellious. So that's your younger wand, which I think fits most kids anyway, right? Okay, so now that we have a basic overview of the personality types for each family member in the suit of wands, I'm going to try to pair these personality types with superheroes or comic book characters. Now, I can tell you, as exciting as this has been, it has been such a challenge because my personal knowledge of comic book characters is mostly limited to the movies that are on TV. So I've had to do a lot of research, and I can tell you it has not been as easy as I thought it was going to be, but it has been so much fun. So I will tell you one by one who I place in each spot, and by all means, please, if you have a better fit for each personality type, let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear your opinions. This is just my look on things, so this is not like the written word. The personalities might not fully fit because, well, you know, superheroes and such, they live such a crazy, emotional, turbulent lifestyle that it really wasn't as easy as I thought it was going to be. Okay, so for the King of Wands, right, your manly man, your always creative person, I went with Tony Stark, Iron Man. So the attributes that I have written down, of course, for him, he's intelligent, he's witty, he's a bit self-absorbed, he's super creative, he's resourceful, he's an extrovert, bit of a show-off, and he lives in the fast lane, right? So what do we know about Iron Man? He's all over the place, right? I mean, he's happiest when creating, right? And if it wasn't for good old Pepper Potts, he probably wouldn't be as grounded as he is later on. So for the King of Wands, I went with Tony Stark. Now, I've got to say that I kind of bounced him between the King and the Knight. And if you remember the personality type for the Knight, you could probably see why, because he fits really well with the Knight. But in the end, I went with the King because of his need to create. I mean, who the heck needs that many suits, right? So I did go with Tony Stark for the King of Wands. For the Queen of Wands, I went with Nakia from Wakanda because, hello, this woman's all over the place, right? She is protecting the king, she is spearheading with the war dog, she's helping people, but this woman doesn't need anybody's approval. She's doing her own damn thing, whether you like it or not, right? So she's, you know, empathetic and intelligent, she's dedicated, she's stubborn, she's strong, right? So I went with Nakia from Wakanda for the Queen of Wands. I think that was a good fit. For the Knight of Wands, I went with the Human Torch. Now, originally, I read the Knight of Wands personalities and thought, oh my god, it's a Tony Stark, right? Because he's all over the frickin' place. But like I said, in the end, I went with him as the king, and I feel like maybe the Human Torch fits into the Knight of Wands personality. He can be a ladies' man, right? He's all over the place. He's living his life in the fast lane. He's a wicked show-off, but he's super loyal and protective to his teammates and his family, right? So he'll go above and beyond to help protect them. So I feel like Human Torch, who's adventurous and brash and impulsive, I feel like maybe he was a good fit. Okay, so that's the knight. Now for the page, I actually had a friend suggest this comic book character. I've never even heard of her before, but when I read her personality trait, she seemed to fit really well. So for the Page of Wands, I went with Squirrel Girl. Never heard of this person before, but according to what I read, she seems to fit that personality really well. She's peppy, she is imaginative, self-assured, she's positive, she's got a wicked positive outlook, and she's very fun-loving. She's got that carefree attitude, right? So I feel like she was probably a pretty good fit. So those were my picks for comic book characters for each Suit of Wands character. If you have a better idea for someone who fits into each place, please let me know in the comments down below. Like I said, I'm totally open for a different perspective. This has been so fun, but so challenging. I didn't realize how hard it would be. So I think that's it for this video. Stay tuned for the other 3 videos. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on the next video. Please feel free to give this video a like if you enjoyed the content, and I look forward to the next video. All right, peace.